Most people don't have a money problem. They have a habit problem. The habits saving me thousands every year are so boring. Almost nobody talks about them. And that's exactly why most people stay broke without realizing it. I told you that the habits saving me the most money every single year are boring, repetitive, and honestly a little unexciting. You probably wouldn't believe me. Because we've been trained to think wealth looks exciting. We imagine success as luxury apartments, new cars, expensive vacations, and dramatic life upgrades. Social media shows us highlight reels where money equals lifestyle. But real financial stability rarely looks impressive from the outside. In fact, most of the habits that quietly build wealth are so ordinary that people ignore them completely. And that's exactly why they work. Over the past few years, I started noticing something strange. The biggest improvements in my finances didn't come from earning more money. They came from small behavioral changes, habits that felt almost too simple to matter. Today, I want to walk you through 10 unsexy habits that save me a serious amount of money. Not hacks, not tricks, just decisions that compound over time. Let's start with the first one. The moment my paycheck arrives, I don't trust myself to make smart decisions. Instead of waiting to see what's left at the end of the month, I automatically move money into savings and investments immediately. I never see that money sitting in my checking account, and because I don't see it, I don't mentally spend it. Most people save whatever remains after spending. The problem is that something always comes up. A dinner, a sale, a subscription, a small reward after a long day. So nothing remains. Automation removes emotion from the process, and removing emotion is one of the most powerful financial decisions you can make. The second habit sounds almost silly, but it has saved me thousands. I wait 48 hours before buying anything non-essential. If I see something online and feel that sudden urge to buy it, I don't say no. I just delay the decision. And something interesting happens. About half the time, I completely forget about the item, which means I never really wanted it. I just wanted the excitement of buying something new. Impulse spending is emotional spending. Time weakens emotion, and weaker emotions lead to better decisions. The third habit is about tracking money, but not in the way most people expect. I don't track every coffee or every small purchase. That becomes exhausting and people eventually quit. Instead, I track one number, my total monthly spending. That single number tells me everything I need to know. If it slowly rises month after month, my lifestyle is expanding. If it stays controlled while income grows, wealth is being created quietly in the background. Simple systems survive, complicated systems fail. Now, here's a habit that makes the biggest long-term difference but gets the least attention. I keep my fixed expenses intentionally low. Housing, transportation, and recurring bills decide most people's financial future before they even realize it. When fixed costs are high, every month feels tight no matter how much you earn. But when fixed costs are reasonable, breathing room appears automatically. Freedom isn't created by occasional saving, it's created by manageable commitments. The fifth habit is resisting lifestyle upgrades. Whenever income increases, there's an invisible pressure to upgrade life immediately. A better apartment, a newer car, nicer everything. But lifestyle inflation is sneaky. Your expenses rise just enough to erase the feeling of progress. So I delay upgrades for as long as possible, sometimes a full year. That gap between earning more and spending more becomes the engine of wealth. Habit number 6 might sound boring, but it works surprisingly well. I shop predictably. Same grocery store, similar items, planned purchases. When shopping becomes entertainment, spending increases. When shopping becomes routine, spending stabilizes. Decision fatigue disappears, and so do many unnecessary purchases. The seventh habit involves subscriptions, the silent budget killers. Streaming services, apps, memberships, software trials, they slowly multiply without notice. Every 3 months, I review everything charging my account and cancel anything I didn't actively use recently. The rule is simple. If I truly need it later, I can always subscribe again. Convenience should never quietly drain your future savings. Habit 8 is something many people underestimate. I keep cars longer than feels socially normal. Cars lose value quickly, yet upgrading them feels emotionally rewarding. But extending ownership by just a few extra years dramatically reduces long-term costs. No one celebrates financial efficiency, but efficiency creates options later in life. The ninth habit is avoiding financial noise. Markets move daily. Headlines create urgency. Opinions flood social media telling you to act now before it's too late. But constant attention often leads to constant mistakes. Instead of reacting frequently, I focus on long-term consistency. Investments grow through patience, not constant adjustment. Sometimes doing less is the smartest financial action. And finally, the 10th habit, the one that changed my mindset the most, was defining what enough means. Without a clear definition of enough, spending becomes endless. Every improvement resets expectations. Every achievement becomes temporary. But once you decide what level of comfort truly satisfies you, something powerful happens. You stop chasing upgrades automatically. Money stops being a scoreboard and starts becoming a tool. And slowly, anxiety around finances begins to disappear. Here's the truth most people don't talk about. Wealth rarely arrives through dramatic moments. It builds quietly through repeated, ordinary decisions. None of these habits are exciting. They won't impress people online. They won't make your life look glamorous overnight. But month after month, they create stability. And stability eventually becomes freedom. Because the real goal was never to look rich. The goal was to feel secure, calm, and in control of your future. If even one of these habits stood out to you, start there. Not tomorrow, not next month, today. Small actions repeated consistently reshape financial lives more than any big breakthrough ever could. And sometimes, the most powerful financial transformation begins with habits so simple, almost nobody notices them at all.